Hey guys, welcome to the Zelda Dungeon. This is Zelda News Update. I am your host Bastion, and really this is E3 wrap-up time. So, just to fill you in on what Zelda Dungeon was doing at E3, we had both Mossies, who's the site owner for Zelda Dungeon, as well as Gen Game, our sister site. So it was Mossies and myself representing Zelda Dungeon, and then from our sister site Gen Game, we had Ben and Joel, and we all traveled kind of together. I mean, we all arrived from different parts of the country and converged upon LA, but then stayed together and traveled around together. And it was a blast. There are certain horrific aspects that occurred, disasters of all kinds, including stolen laptops and all kinds of things. But I'm not going to talk about that kind of stuff. I just want to focus on E3 itself. If you want that personal vlog kind of stuff, you can check that out on my own channel by clicking here. But let's skip all that stuff for now and just focus on E3 itself. Day one of E3, of course, Nintendo had their digital experience, and I was definitely wrong. I thought for certain that we were not going to get a peep out of them about Zelda U. Thank goodness I was wrong. Zelda U has been announced. We don't know a title, of course, but wow, a lot of interesting stuff from that trailer. Of course, you've seen it by now, I'm sure. It starts out with a landscape, and Mr. Aonuma explains that in old school Zelda, one of the biggest aspects about it that was so beloved was its huge open world, huge for the time. Open world where you could go almost anywhere. There was only one little area blocked off that you couldn't get to for quite a while. So you could go to almost anywhere, play the dungeons in any order you want, and that's what made that game so special. Well, one of the many things that made that game so special, and that's what they're going to be doing with Zelda U. So he says that anywhere you see in this landscape is a place that you can go immediately, and that's just so awesome to know that you'll be able to explore this version of Hyrule or wherever it is at will, with complete freedom. That's going to be so awesome. And then we see that there's a figure on a horse, and we get a close-up on that, and some things look a little different about this figure. First of all, no green tunic, no green hat. Instead, we've got a blue shirt. A lot of people have drawn a connection between that shirt and the shirt that Link wears at the beginning of Wind Waker, but you'll notice that the design is completely different. There's no crawfish on it. So, yeah, there's no connection there, I'm sure. But then we've got also a slightly different looking Link, or whomever this is, than we're expecting. And so that has led a lot of people to think this is a female, and is this Zelda herself? Is this game Zelda as the protagonist? Because in this little trailer, we do not see the Master Sword or any sword. We just see a bow and arrow, which is usually Zelda's primary weapon of choice. So a lot of people jumped on this and said, oh my gosh, this must be a game where we play as Zelda as the main character. Or some other female version of Link, Linkette, or what have you, or Link himself is a female in this game, all kinds of things. And this got compounded by the fact that during an interview with, I forget which publication, they brought that up. They said, this looks very different from the Link we're used to, and Mr. Aonuma joked and said, whoever said that character specifically was Link? So then everybody jumped on that and was like, oh my gosh, this isn't Link, or, this is some other female, it could be Zelda, and whatnot. And then in subsequent interviews, including the one with Zelda Dungeon, he clarified and said, I was just joking, this is definitely Link. So, we have confirmation that this is Link, and is likely not a female. It's just a slightly different design. As far as why Link is wearing a blue shirt rather than the usual stuff, that's because in recent games, that's been a trend. I think it started oh geez, in Spirit Tracks, is that when it started? Where he wears a completely different outfit and then puts, no, what am I even saying? Wind Waker, I think, is when that started. Where he starts out in a completely different outfit and then changes into the, the green garb. So since every Zelda game has been doing that, since Wind Waker, of course it's going to start out that way this time. I think they just did that on purpose to kind of confuse us a little bit. Not sure why, but they succeeded. Anyway, so this iteration of Link sees in the distance something that looks like a robotic Tektite. And that thing starts chasing after him. He pulls out what at first seems to be a regular bow, but no, it's got an interesting little attachment on it that shoots out laser arrows? Light arrows? I don't know. So, wow, some interesting technology in Zelda. This isn't the first time, however, that technology has been in Zelda. I mean, even as far back as, like, A Link to the Past, we have the hookshot, which is technology out of place. Like, we can't even create a hookshot in this day and age, so... and, there, of course, have been all kinds of things. City in the Clouds has that kind of technology. Not that kind of technology, but, technology that doesn't really fit in with the medieval style of Zelda. And then even, especially the Lanayru mining facility, whole thing in Skyward Sword, the robots there, and all that stuff. Technology in tons of Zelda games, so this isn't completely out of the ordinary. It doesn't detract from Zelda. It's not too sci-fi looking to really make it not feel at place. I think it will fit just fine. And so that's the trailer. We don't know anything about it except that supposedly it's coming in 2015. I take that to mean that it is coming fall of 2015, maybe even winter of 2015. Not anytime soon in 2015, that's all I can say. So don't get your hopes up that it's coming out super soon. It is not. So that's all we have from Zelda U. We learned all kinds of things, of course, about Hyrule Warriors. We learned that, that not just Link and Impa, but Zelda and Midna are playable characters. We learned that there'll be even more playable characters, and it's going to be a fun game. It's not necessarily a Zelda game specifically. We did learn from Mr. Numa that it does not fit into the Zelda timeline whatsoever, so I was wrong about that as well. I thought for sure they would try to shoehorn that in somewhere, but as far as they're concerned, it's not part of the Zelda story. It's its own side game thing, and that makes sense. I approve of that. So that was what we learned about Zelda at E3. Lots of fun. I'm definitely going back next year. I even besides all of those disasters, I just need to play the Zelda U demo and everything next year, so I'll probably go back. And also, it's probably the final year that E3 will be held at the LA Convention Center, so just for that, I feel like I gotta go pay homage to that era of E3. So that's very interesting stuff. Again, if you want to check out the vlog style, where I explain all of the horrendous disasters that happened on the trip, the stolen laptops, the night terrors, all that kind of stuff, you can check out the video over on my own YouTube channel. So that's it for now. If I think of more stuff from E3 that I want to tell you guys about, go ahead and let me know what you want me to talk about in the comments down below, and then I'll take that along with the stuff that I come up with and maybe create an updated video of this, or a part 2 or something. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you have any specific questions, and I'll do my best to answer those in the next video. Until then, see you guys. Bye.